In the fall of 1944, the 1st Canadian Army was given the difficult task of liberating the Netherlands from Nazi occupation. First, they needed to take control of the Scheldt estuary. The Belgian port of Antwerp had already been liberated, but the 70 kilometers between it and the North Sea were still controlled by the Germans. The tide of war was turning against Germany, and the Nazis fought with desperation. Lieutenant Donald Pierce of the Highland Light Infantry wrote, "When will it all end? The dying of young men, the endless pounding of the battle line. What keeps this war going now that its end is so clear?" The German soldiers sensed the end was near also, but they had been ordered by Hitler to fight to the last man. The Germans deliberately flooded the land, and the mud was thigh-deep. Tanks were useless. It was impossible to dig trenches. They fought from one dike to the next. It was a wet, miserable, and bloody battle. By November 8, the Canadians had taken the estuary, but it came at a great cost. The Allies lost nearly 13,000 men in the Scheldt. But they weren't finished. The 1st Canadian Army had to push the Germans back across the Rhine River. They were joined by the 1st Canadian Corps, the first time in history that 2 Canadian Army Corps fought together. There were pockets of fierce resistance, and the Germans destroyed bridges and dikes as they retreated. But the Canadians drove across the country to the North Sea, taking Arnhem and Apeldoorn. In late April 1945, they negotiated a truce so that supplies could now reach millions of starving Dutch civilians. Holland had been liberated. More than 7,600 Canadians died and are buried in war cemeteries across the country. And many more thousands, my dad included, were injured in fighting in the Netherlands. And every year, the Netherlands sends thousands upon thousands of tulips to Ottawa in gratitude for Canada's wartime service.